my channel, Taryn Up the Music Scene. I am here with my first ever Taryn Up interview with the lovely guys in Gang of Thieves. How are you guys doing tonight?
Excellent.
Hey, you call us lovely.
Can I have you guys introduce yourselves and what role you play in the band?
I'm Sean, I play guitar.
I'm Nick, I also play guitar.
I'm Mike, I play the electric violin and I sing.
I'm Tobin, I play the bass.
I'm Devin, and I play drums, and our trombone player Nate is not here.
Everybody say hi, Nate, because he'll watch this later. Hi, Nate!
How would you guys describe your sound to people who haven't heard of you, and what makes you guys stand out, and like why should guys check you out?
We play funky rock and roll, we call it, and I think people should check us out because we're passionate. We're passionate about playing real music. We really put ourselves out there and we put our heart and soul into it.
I dig it. See you guys, check out the Gang of Thieves. Okay, now, when did you guys form a band and how did all of you thieves come together to form this gang?
Well, we formed the band 6 years ago. I moved up here to start the band with Tobin here, who's my cousin, and Nick, who's known Toby for the longest time. And then we only had one guitar player for a while, and we got Devin about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
On drums, which brought us to another level. And we got Sean just a year and a half ago, as well as my brother Nate, who's not here, the trombone player. But basically, it's all because we knew. Actually, Devin's the only one that wasn't like a connection beforehand. He was it was a Craigslist score.
Yeah, because I know he went to Palmer High School in Western Mass.
Right.
Hi, represent.
It
said I would be nothing.
Now, you guys have a rhino logo. What does that like symbolize for you?
Rhino's a funky animal.
It's funky.
It's simple as that.
True.
Yeah,
Funky. It's unique. It's exotic, and it's worthy of being protected.
yeah. When we were trying to think of the logo, we were just like, what's the funkiest animal? Rhino, obviously.
They like got the horn, they're like a wannabe unicorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, in April, you guys released an EP called Mantra. How does that differ from your latest album, Thunderfunk, and even back to 2010, your self-titled Gang of Thieves album?
It's Mantra is the first recorded music that we have with this current lineup. It's Devin's second album or second recorded work with us, and it's Sean's first. And Sean stayed up for 2 weeks straight recording the entire thing in his basement.
Props.
Yeah, Sean's a great engineer.
Yeah.
And engineered the whole thing. And, also, I think it's very easy to see how we've created a sound for ourselves with this.
The evolution.
Thunderfunk, our most recent big album that we did, was also very indicative of our own sound, kind of taking over, as opposed to just sounding like their influences.
Yeah.
But Mantra, like we said, it's the first thing we have recorded with Sean, and Sean brought some really cool new musical insights to the band. So it's definitely a cool way to check us out if you want to hear what we sound like.
Yeah. Now, you guys recorded a music video 2 years ago called Sexy Star Circus. For those of you who don't know, I was in it as a Sexy Star dancer. How did you guys come up with the whole concept of like a circus theme?
The whole concept was my idea when I first met the band on Craigslist, like we were talking about. Sexy Star was one of the songs that was on there, and it's just like it just had like such a great beat. And if you check out the video, it definitely suits the song very well. And I just kind of have the concept, and then like working with these guys and our film guy here, and like we're just all so chock full of like great ideas and everything. So it's really cool to like work with everyone and get a good result. I think it's like just over 11,000 views now.
Yeah.
And growing.
Yeah, it was super fun to be a part of and super awesome.
Remember how hot it was that day?
It was really.
It was like 200 degrees in that tent.
Now, Journeys actually featured your music video on one of their DVDs for the month. Now, did you guys ever imagine it would ever be in Journey stores and kind of reach out to an audience beyond YouTube?
No, I mean, obviously when you make a video, you want it to have a million hits and stuff, but taking it day by day. But it was cool when we got that deal because I think we were in like Hartford or somewhere, and someone came up to us and saw us. Like, I saw your guys' video at a Journey store the other day. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Like that whole month we had I got a few text messages. I know a few people got some phone calls, And we didn't get to go down. We were going to go down to a Journeys and just like sit there in the store
Like,
and wait for it to
wait
go on. But it was cool. There's a lot of other great bands on there that month. I think it was like there was so many great bands. I can't even remember any of them off the top of my head.
Bands that I grew up.
Yeah, like I know, like
listening
Less Than
to,
Jake was one of them
Yeah.
actually. I was like, wow, I'm on the same list as Less Than Jake. That's pretty cool. Like Beastie Boys.
Yeah, it was definitely surreal because like when you start playing music and you start bands, like, you know, obviously you want your music to be as successful as possible and reach as many new audiences as you can. So, but to actually see something like that happen, to, you know, see or hear your music in something like Journeys.
Yeah.
It's a feeling that you can't prepare yourself
Yeah.
for. You know what I mean?
You guys have toured all over the country. You're a national touring act. What has been like the pros and cons of touring, and what's been your favorite place to tour?
Actually, right now we're international.
Woo!
we just
Canada.
went to Canada last week,
Canada.
which is a whole different experience. And just like being on the road for so long is like there's so many, you know, like ups and downs. And like the first thing that I tell a lot of people who like don't quite understand what we do is that when we're on stage, that is maybe like 2% of what we do probably. The rest is like driving or like
Carrying heavy gear.
carrying gear and stuff, loading in, loading out. So there's a lot to it that you don't think of, but like at the end of the day, you know, we do this 4 or 5 nights a week. This is our job, so it's like, you know, when we're running around doing all this stuff, getting to the show, setting up, and when we finally do get on the stage, like that is just so much worth it. So just the show in itself is still like the highlight of the day, pretty much.
Now, when you guys go on stage, do you have any like pre-show rituals you do? Do you ever get nervous when you're about to perform?
When we played Warped Tour, I mean, I wasn't nervous so much, but it was like really, really cool and exciting. And that's kind of the level where we're at right now. You know, there's nights where we play for 5 people, and there's nights where we played for, you know, a couple thousand people and everything in between. We played one festival, and there was, you know, well over 1,000 people there, and then we had to run off stage and go to this other festival where there was, you know, 10 people there, literally. And it's just everything in between. And like one thing about this band that I love so much is just no matter what the turnout, no matter how everyone's feeling, when we get on stage, like we put on the same show and like everything just goes away. And like that kind of sounds cliche, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I think I still get a little nervous before each show. It's like I can be confident all day, I can be feeling it, and then inevitably 10 seconds before we go on stage, there's a part of it that's like, oh no.
I don't ever get nervous except for when like our good friends who are also like my good friends who are amazing singers are also in the crowd, and like I feel a little self-conscious about the fact that they're better than I am.
I just had different levels of adrenaline.
Right.
Speaking of Warped Tour, you guys played the mass date. How did that go for you? And do you guys like want to play more dates or like the entire tour eventually?
Definitely.
Yeah, that would be a blast. It was so cool to see, you know, like we play, you know, bars and venues that are mostly 21 plus. And that's kind of all we've known, you know, like I've been in a lot of bands before this, and that's all I've ever really known, you know, like when I wasn't like the hardcore and the punk scene, you get into like the VFWs and the Rod and Gun clubs, and you have a lot of shows there, like which is a great scene, but never been to a Warped Tour. And Warped Tour, you know, we were sitting there getting ready to like figure out our schedule, and when they opened gates and there's just like hundreds of thousands of kids just sprinting the stages, like it's just cool to see that they're that excited about music. You know, and like they really care about the bands, they really care about, you know, being there. And it's just a really cool event. Everything that we kind of kept seeing throughout the day, we're like, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, we play a lot of more like jammy festivals where it's, you know, a weekend because those people like to camp and like hang out and stuff. And, like Warped Tour's home, like, all right, here's 8 hours to see 40 bands. Go.
They have their shit together.
The most efficient festival alive.
And it was great for me because like a lot of like when I first started playing guitar, I was like imagining being on Warped Tour definitely fueled a lot of like practice hours and stuff. So it was like a great full circle
A dream
moment
come
for
true.
for a bunch of us. I'd say, you know, like there was after the show a kid came up to me like right after I got off stage and was like, oh man, I wish I could like be in a band and like play Warped Tour and stuff. And I want to like hug him and be like, just do it, stop it.
You can do it.
Dreams come
Stop
true.
yourself.
Now, Now, you guys don't have like a record label. You guys are all DIY. What do you think is some of the benefits of being like a do-it-yourself band, and what are some of the cons and some things like you wish you had of the person being on a label?
We just started working with a booking agency in the last fall, and they're called Hoplite. They work with a lot of great acts, and they've just kept our schedule extremely busy. And before we worked with them, the hardest part about being DIY is just keeping your schedule up.
Yeah.
Having a good touring strategy, figuring out, okay, how do we keep people coming back to shows? How do we stay relevant in numerous different markets all over the country? And that gets hard to do. That gets really, really hard to do when like everyone's also trying to make money and eat food and pay bills and pay rent and all that stuff. But working with the booking agency is it's kept us on the road a lot, and it's been a blast ever since we started working with them.
Yeah,
But
and we got Leah as a manager as well a little while. She's the reason we actually played the work for our shit. A friend that was actually involved with her Crimson Management is involved with some of the stuff that happens there and a bunch of bands there. So she's also given us some cool ins, like Warped Tour and Journey Store stuff and stuff like that.
But being an independent band is great just because you have so much control over the creativity of what your image is, what your energy is, what you want to project to people. Like, there's no one telling you what to do. Yeah. You get to be, we're our own bosses. Like, we have a lot of people that we work with, which is awesome. All the awesome people that we work with is fantastic, but it's great to be your own boss at the end of the day.
And being a DIY band with the internet, it's really a great time to be a DIY band because you can make yourself into whatever you want to be, and then kids have a way to find it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be some like plastic molded record label band to reach a wider audience. I mean, you can do you, and if kids like you, then they'll
Yeah.
Do you, baby?
If you guys could create a dream tour lineup with 3 bands, what would you want? Who would you want to tour with?
Like that we tour with, or like 3
It
of our
could be
favorite?
anybody. Like if you
Any
have the
band?
opportunity to tour
Of all
with 3
time?
bands of all time.
All time.
Bands that don't even exist anymore. Bands
Sure.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, and
I think it would definitely be any band that, this band.
Chili Peppers
Gang,
and
Gang of Thieves, Led Zeppelin.
Chili Peppers.
I don't know. Definitely
Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
And to be more realistic, it would be trips and tour with our friends, right? And Spiritual Rest everywhere.
that'd be cool tour.
Now on to some like fun questions that aren't really like music related.
Okay.
If you guys, those are fun. But, like more about like you guys as people and not so much about the music. If you guys could create a new ice cream flavor, what would you want it to be?
Sriracha.
That's a very serious question that I cannot answer off the top.
There would need to be sprinkles in it. Rainbow sprinkles in the ice cream.
Man.
That's a very serious question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
That's
can
a little-
answer that one.
That's a little too
Sprinkles.
personal.
I would take. They have these garlic restaurants where they'll serve garlic ice cream. Actually, I've never
I was
had
just
it,
thinking
but,
that.
It
Yeah.
sounds kind of
Garlic
good. I don't
ice
know.
cream.
I've always wanted to try if they ever, we're from Vermont, so we love Ben and Jerry's. And if you took every Ben and Jerry's flavor and just mixed it all together,
What would that taste like?
it would probably not be the best, but it probably wouldn't be the worst.
But there's no way it could be bad.
Yeah, no, it would be
Yeah, it
awesome.
would
It
be
might
awesome.
just be like too much. It might be like sensory overload.
You know,
Kinda getting
all right,
my
I
mom
think
said.
I'm feeling something here. Okay, so chocolate ice cream with chocolate fudge goo and caramel and funky rhino
Marshmallows.
chocolates. Funky rhino
It
chocolates.
sounds
but
like fish food.
it's a little like
Fish food has the
Hold on,
marshmallows.
fish
too. That's
food
the
has the marshmallows and the fish are flat. What I'm saying is the rhinos would be like a 3D, like little round,
Like little Kit Kat
little-
rhinos?
Yeah,
little,
real
little rhino, yeah.
Yeah.
I dig
Maybe made out of Kit Kat.
Hey.
My phone's answering.
Is your phone talking about ice cream?
If you guys could invent a new superpower, like nothing like like super strength or like telepathy, what would you want it to have? And would you be a superhero or a super villain? And what would your costume look like?
Whoa.
Oh my god.
This is intense.
Oh my gosh. My
I
God.
gotta think about that one. And this can't be like a power that
It's already
superhero
made.
already
It has
has.
to be
have to
something
make it
new.
up.
Something made up.
Okay.
That's hard. There's a lot of superheroes out there. taken a lot of the cool things.
I would probably want it to pertain to drumming somehow. Like I would be able to like drum and like never get fatigued.
That'd be
So
sweet.
just like constantly like go all out, like
Yeah.
never get tired, never have to like recharge or anything. Be like the everlasting bunny. Kind of.
And like you get all
My
these,
costume
like,
would look
different arms.
exactly like this.
I don't know.
Probably same thing pertaining to guitar. And my superhero outfit would be if you look at Led Zeppelin concert footage from like 72 through 76, Jimmy Page wore this ridiculous sequins dragon silk suit.
Him
like
and David
opens up
Bowie.
here and you can see all his
Anything is
sweaty
good.
just
Oh, I would have the ability to be clothed in anything I could imagine,
That's cool.
and change it at any point.
Well, there's your
Just,
uniform right there.
that is my uniform. and
Okay,
my power.
I have-
if I wanted to be clothed in
I have a
rhino
good one.
armor, I could be, or like full plate, or like another one.
There you go.
My superhero power would be I'd be able to see and exist in multiple dimensions and realities at once, and I'd be able to travel back and forth between them constantly. So I'm able to change the course of history depending on which reality needs saving or destroying.
You could get us back before Berenstain Bears became Berenstain Bears.
That's a lot of responsibility
Yeah.
for you, too.
But
Are you
ready for that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, don't mess with time travel, man. The space-time continuum is serious stuff.
The serious, yeah, the alternate
'Cause
dimension.
that would, you'd probably be a
That's where
villain.
it gets dense.
You'd be a villain.
I would be. See, it's neutral because sometimes the reality needs to get saved, and sometimes it needs to get destroyed, or sometimes things
True
need to get
neutral.
changed. It's a true
True
neutral. But a lot of people probably not like them, just because
It's a lot of power. It's a lot of power for one guy.
Good question.
Now,
Yeah.
going off that,
Okay.
if you could create a new planet, what would you call it, and what would it be made out of?
I knew this question was coming, and I still haven't thought of a good one.
It would be made out of that ice cream that we were selling. And we would call it Planet X.
Would it tell
It'd be our little secret. Yeah.
I was thinking it would be cool. Sean has a thing called a moon mat, which is essentially if you know what like earplugs are, those like orange earplugs. When they punch those out, what's left over they just kind of threw away, and someone made them, and it's like a sleeping mat. And it is the coolest thing ever. So if an entire planet was made out of that, I think that would be the most comfortable place ever.
That's amazing.
It will just be lying around all the time.
I'd also go for a trampolina. The plant trampoline. And everything is trampolines, like the sides of buildings too, so you can like
Just
run and
bounce
just
off
like
everything.
bounce off everything.
Would
be like
people
slam
be
ball.
able to jump up so far that they like went out of orbit?
Yeah, what's
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the gravity?
Like,
Yeah.
people
Low gravity, so you go
traveling,
like 100
low,
feet up.
low gravity.
No one would need cars.
You
You
can
just
travel
bounce
just by
to
like
wherever you were going.
jumping, like just jump in place and just like boom. And then I could turn my superpower on and have like a flying wingsuit.
Now, if you guys were in charge of the world, what would be one thing you want to change about it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's like the obvious answers, like we don't like war,
Hunger.
we don't like hungry people, we don't like
Corporate
poverty.
oligarchy, we could end that.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say, man. It's like if I had absolute rule, I'd be like, all right, first order of business, y'all, get along.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Verizon,
Give your
pay taxes.
give your buddy a hug. Yeah, get along.
Right on.
Yeah. Get
Pretty
along.
much,
Put
Yeah.
put broadly.
Everybody chill out.
Yeah.
right?
What is each of yours favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show?
Ever?
Yeah,
Or right
ever.
now?
Of all time.
Maybe Breaking Bad.
That's a
Ever,
good one.
currently?
I'm gonna go with.
I like that.
Sorry, go
No,
ahead. Let's go in line.
That's a good one too.
I like that show Planet Earth.
What's that about?
It's about Earth. It was on like National Geographic or something like that.
Oh,
It's
so
a
it's about
series.
like the.
It's just these guys with like super nice cameras just take like these amazing shots of like animals and nature and stuff. Like some of the shots they'll have to like
He's a
camp out
gazelle
for like 2
running
days
along a
or something
field.
like that. It's beautiful. It's just very nice.
I'm
That's
gonna,
awesome.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Animaniacs, hands down.
I'm gonna say Archer.
Archer.
For sure.
I'd say
Archer for sure.
I'm so bad at picking my favorite thing, but so I'll try to think of one that I don't think a lot of people know about. But there's a show. It's a British TV show called The IT Crowd, and it's about IT guys in an office building, and it's hilarious. Everyone should watch it.
Yeah, I think so.
Also Dexter.
I love
yeah.
Dexter.
Dexter
is
is
so
great.
great. This is like my last question. What
Okay.
do you guys have in store for fans, and what can people expect in the near future from the Gang of Thieves?
More music.
Yeah,
more
more music.
playing.
We
Explosions.
Fire.
we just came out with Mantra in April, and we've been touring on that. We're definitely thinking about doing a new album, but in the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to start an Indiegogo campaign. We had this great old Dodge van that has been with the band since before I was in the band. It's like a beautiful spray painted van, and she unfortunately has seen her last days on the road. And it's completely beyond fixing. Really, it's not worth too much to anyone. And we needed a new van, so we got a loaner van right now, and we're actually going to blow up the old one.
Wow.
Yeah, in a very Hollywood style. So in the next coming weeks, we're going to come out with a new Indiegogo campaign to fund that explosion as well as our new van.
Because when your van breaks down, what else is there left to do?
That's something.
Blow it
up. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and make sure you donate so you can see the explosion.
Yes.
In slow motion.
But thanks for having me, Gang of Thieves, and
Thanks for
thanks for
having us.
watching
Thanks for
Tearing Up the Music Scene.
We're Gang of Thieves,
And we're tearing up
the music scene.
High fives.
I miss.
Yeah!
That was awesome.